My name's Pierre Floor. I live here in the Chilwood District. It bothers me when you say about Ward 1 and then all the other wards of the city. The thing that is overreaching the entire city, including the mayor, which I happen to like, but in the background all the time is the 1.1 billion, or call it rounded up to $1 billion, liability that's hanging over everything. So unless the city council is going to go back to the old days of where people call it their city council or the state representative to get a pothole fixed, what are your attitudes toward what we all don't want to talk about, but going bankrupt for the city and trying to work our way out of it? You have to study a city around the country that has done well going through bankruptcy and coming out, a city of this size or larger. But nonetheless, there's that $1 billion over there that is hanging over everything, including the development of the city.
Choose one. Want the all to answer? Your choice.
My choice is all.
All. Okay. Who's going to start? Go, Nick.
Thank you for your question. For starters, I said that the only solution is development. The only other solution, if I don't count, would be bankruptcy. I do not believe that bankruptcy is a solution for the city. It's a huge problem. It will make debt, future debt, almost unaffordable. So we must do everything we can not to go bankrupt. Additionally, unlike a company's pension fund, if a company goes bankrupt and the fund doesn't have the fund isn't funded, then those pensioners are have a big problem facing it. But the city isn't going anywhere. Maybe not exactly as we see it. Maybe the assets of the city are going to change, but the city is going to continue to be a city. It's not going to go bankrupt and then kaput like it can happen in the private sector. So I think that the way forward is development, but with that in mind, we have something to make round numbers here, 180,000 residents. And I believe that the number should be something around, the goal should be to get Providence to a place of around 250,000 residents. And there you'll have a tax base and an economic base that can start to make that $1 billion, $1.3 billion more manageable.
I would say that bankruptcy is certainly not an option. If you think about the dire consequences of bankruptcy, we just can't go down that road. But we have to look at this more broadly. There are so many issues that people in our city are dealing with, and if we don't get down to the root of these issues, people are going to continue to suffer. And so, number one, I think we have to improve resident services. That's going to allow people to want to continue to live in our communities and feel good about living in our communities. When we don't have sufficient, snow removal or trash collection, that has implications on the people who want to live here. And we have to really think about supporting budget investments that will increase the quality of some of the services that are provided to residents. We have to really fight for quality K-12 education. Again, it's sort of like a run on a bank. If we don't have quality public education, there are so many families who might not want to live in this market. And this is really going to require sort of a multi-tiered approach where we look at smart development and affordable housing and zoning practices. We have to really think about public safety. How about environmental justice? That's huge. If we want people to flourish in our city, we have to provide a city where people want to learn and grow and live in. And it's really going to require a nuanced approach to all of these issues. Again, that's resident services, that's quality K-12 education, that's property taxation. I'm the candidate who has fought for this issue. And again, the process was flawed last time, and I have studied this issue very much in depth. In fact, I have a report that's and I'm going to be serving on the City Council Commission to study this issue. And it's a 40-page document that looks at this issue in a very nuanced way. I'm not an economist, I'm not a tax expert, but I really wanted to understand this issue so it could inform some of my decision-making moving forward. I think we've got to critically analyze the property tax system. There are lots of inequities that exist in our property tax system, and we have to fix those inequities. We have to ensure that the people who are the most vulnerable amongst us are able to get the support that they need so that they can live in this city and flourish in this city, so that they can contribute to the municipal revenues that are going to enhance the city. And again, this is going to be something that is going to require all of these things. When you think about environmental justice and what's happening at the Port of Providence, for example, you know, if we don't have clean air to breathe, if we don't have clean food options, if we don't have good public education, that's going to be problematic. This isn't just about economic interest. This is about really ensuring that everyone in our community can thrive. And I think we have to look at all of the things that are on the table here.
Thanks, John. Yeah.
So, I think you have to go right at it. I don't think bankruptcy is the way to go. I look at it as a business owner. The last thing you want is to be bankrupt. Okay, so now we'll take that off the table. We don't want to be bankrupt. What do we do now? Okay, you have to go right at it. You have to make it a priority. Like we should be making our schools and education a priority. We cannot wait any longer and see where it falls and hope it gets better. Do I have the answers right here up in front of all of you right now? No. Did I read that 40-page document? Yes, I did. Did I read it 3 times and take notes with a highlighter? I absolutely did. And I'll have to read it many more times. Within it, it states some of the possible solutions, but it also states that nobody actually wants to take ownership of why this happened. Nobody wants to admit it might be my issue or my fault. So we can get away from the blame because no one wants to take that, and the blame's not going to get us anywhere, okay? And now we have to go right at this. This is looming over us. It's making people feel not comfortable and confident. You have to feel comfortable and confident in your city to want to stay here long-term, for people to move here, which we need for density. We have to instill the confidence. So at least if we go right at it, if we openly go right at it, we sit down, we talk about things like collective bargaining, about what we can do to soften and stem the problem from continuing. Maybe those are ways to show people that we're serious about it, that it's right in front of us. We don't have to hide from it. Peter, you said that's the thing that no one wants to talk about. That's the problem. No one wants to talk about it. Oh, we'll talk about it later. We're not going to fix it today. Then we're never going to fix it. If in a small business I did that, I would be out of business. So go right at it. Find ways to control it as you can, and hopefully, creatively, together with everyone in agreement. This would be one where I think everyone would have to be in agreement on how we have to make sure that we stem the tide of this, we instill the confidence. The policy parts of it, I don't have that skill set right now before you. But I will work on it when I'm there. And I will have to learn from the other city council people who have been there with a lot of institutional knowledge. We have to go back to some of that and see where it went wrong and why it went wrong. And there are probably some ideas that we weren't able to implement then that we might want to implement now. Thank you.